Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't know me, I'm Sylvia from Catchy Cravings, and I'd love to inspire you and help you master healthy eating, but also healthy living. We talk about minimalism, mental health, and if you enjoy those topics, then be sure to check out my channel down below and subscribe if you want to see regular videos from me. I post once or twice weekly, and I think you will definitely not regret subscribing. Here on my channel, I've talked about financial minimalism, how to save money a few times, and this time today I wanted to talk about things that I think are worth my money, so things I would spend a little more money on. I feel like we tend to sometimes get too used to things being very cheap, and we always seek out the most inexpensive item, but the thing we tend to forget is the item costs money to make, it costs money to ship, it costs money to advertise for it, and the company needs to pay their employees' salaries. And when the product is just so cheap, then they will have to cut costs somewhere else. And a lot of the times that sadly is the case when it comes to the factory workers, especially in the clothing industry. There are a lot of culprit companies that don't have ethical employment standards, and they essentially exploit their workers. So if something is very cheap, maybe think to yourself, well, if I'm not paying the cost, then someone else is probably paying the cost. So we need to remember that in order to receive quality items, there is a specific price for it. So let's jump on right into the things that for me personally are worth spending a little more money on. Now this might be a little personal and different for everyone, but I'm just sharing what I think is worth spending a little more money on. And number one is travel or experiences, if you want to put it in more general terms. I feel like experiences and travel are always worth it because they really broaden your horizon. You get to experience new things, experience new cultures, new people, new food, and it really enriches your life. You not only make memories that are, in my opinion, absolutely priceless, but you also really learn to see things from other people's perspective. I feel like with traveling, you can really learn lessons that you can't otherwise learn. But even though travel is something that I would spend more money on, I do still believe in money saving tips when it comes to traveling, and I feel like I have quite good tips, or a lot of tips. So when it's back to safe being able to travel, then I'll definitely do a video on money saving tips when it comes to traveling. Then the next thing I personally think is worth spending more money on are items that I use every single day. And because these are things that I use every single day, I want to make sure that they can bring me the most value possible. And if spending a little more money can make my life a little easier, more efficient, then I'm happy to spend that money there. To give an example, I would name my computer. It is something that I use every single day. I could not do the work that I do if I didn't have my computer, so I would definitely prioritize in spending a little more money into my computer so that it runs smoothly, I don't have any problems and issues and have to spend a lot of time resolving those issues. But also to be careful, higher quality does not necessarily mean a higher price. For example, the Apple computer is highly coveted. I feel like every second person has an Apple laptop or a MacBook, and they are absolutely great computers, but in my opinion, they are not worth the price. I can get a computer that is very similarly good for far less money. So I do prioritize in the quality of the item instead of looking at the price and then assuming it's going to be amazing quality just because the price is high. I'm actually currently on the market for a new computer. I've already picked one out that I think I will really like. Right now I'm just saving up to be able to upgrade, and I think the upgrade will definitely make my life so much easier. I'm currently having so many problems when editing videos, and my computer is just really at its end. The next thing I would gladly spend more money on are clothes. Now hear me out, I would not spend more money to have a specific dress from a specific brand, or to have that dress just because that pattern is super nice. The condition I would spend more money on clothes is that the quality is better, and by that I mean the way it's sewn, that it's sustainable, that the fabric is of high quality and sustainable fabric. For example, I have a cashmere sweater that I absolutely love for the winter. I'm someone that gets cold pretty easily, and having that cashmere sweater is just so nice. It keeps me warm, it's so soft. And similarly, I, for example, rather spend more money on a silk scarf than spend less money on a plastic polyester scarf, because I know that it is natural material versus plastic, and I would rather choose the natural material. Also, for example, the jeans that I'm currently wearing, you guys can't see it, but they are from a sustainable jeans brand. They were a tiny bit more expensive, but I would just rather spend more money and know that it is made sustainably. I know their production line, I know that they're very, very transparent, and I can have faith in that. The next thing I would gladly spend more money on is shoes. Now, again, this is not because of some fashion reason, but because shoes are just items that we spend a lot of time in. We wear them throughout the day, and depending on your job or your day-to-day life, you might be walking around a lot, and having bad or good shoes can really determine the quality of your feet or your back or your posture. So it is really something that I like to invest in. For example, if it's running shoes, I'd like to buy running shoes from a company where I know they've researched into what is good for your feet, instead of a company that is more into the fashion aspect, if that makes sense. Or just for shoes in general, like hiking shoes, where I know my foot is going to be more strained, I like to invest a little bit more money in, I guess, the technology of it being a shoe that is good for my health. And those are typically more expensive. The next category that I like to spend a little more money in are things that I will have forever, at least hopefully have forever. And so under this category, I put things like, for example, jewelry. I would rather spend more money on a high quality piece of jewelry made out of either silver or gold, where I know that it won't tarnish and won't look bad after just a few years of wear. And it is really kind of like an investment piece where I buy one pair of earrings, for example, like the ones I'm wearing right now, and I can really wear them hopefully as long as they last, hopefully for years to come, maybe even forever. In this way, it is really eco-friendly, but also I'm saving money in the long run. I think it would be cheaper to buy one pair of truly high quality earrings than to buy more fashionable earrings that I would change out every so often. But also other things I would put into this category, like for example, furniture. If you guys seen our house tour, you know that we, for example, don't have a sofa, but if we were to buy a couch, then I would make sure to buy one that is maybe not from IKEA, but a couch that is crafted a little better, the quality is better. I know that the materials that they use are going to be great, and that is going to be hopefully a couch that we have forever, hopefully, if it does not break. But that is the goal, that I buy higher quality things and then have it forever. I guess this is the mentality that I think our parents had more of back in the days when it wasn't so much consumerist. I remember my dad saying that when he bought a pair of jeans, he thought about it really well, and then he had that for as long as it lasted. But nowadays it's often more about being fashionable and being on the trend, and that means constantly renewing your things, renewing your style, and that is not really something that I'm about. But also things like kitchenware. If I were to buy pots and pans, I would invest in higher quality things that I know going to last me a little bit longer, instead of just buying the cheapest option and then needing to replace that pretty soon. And the last category that I would gladly spend more money on is a mattress. Kind of like our shoes, this is for health reasons. I researched into this, and it's unbelievable that we spend 26 years of our life on our mattress or sleeping. That is absolutely insane. So we spend a lot of time lying on that mattress, and I want to make sure that it is good quality for one, but also good materials, that it will support my back in the best way possible. I want to be nice and fit when I'm old. I don't want to have any back problems, and I think a really bad mattress can contribute to back or posture issues. So these are the things that I personally like or would be happy to spend a little bit more money on. As I said, the emphasis is on quality. Higher price does not necessarily correlate with higher quality, but in order to have better quality, most often it's going to be a little bit more expensive. And also be careful, often we tend to think that big brand names are going to mean better quality, and that is not always the case. But I would love to know what categories you guys personally would like to spend more money on in order to, for example, have better quality, or maybe you're someone that is really into painting and you'd love to spend more money on your art supplies. Let me know in the comments down below. That would really intrigue me. Maybe I've forgotten something that I would usually gladly spend more money on. Maybe you love going out to eat or trying different foods and you're someone that really loves to spend more money on going out to eat. Let me know if you liked this video. If you did, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out and helps this channel out. And subscribe if you like this video and want to see more of me, if you want to see more money saving tips. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.